When you hear the name King of Pop, only one man comes to mind: Michael Jackson. With his voice, dance moves, and charisma, he inspired millions across the globe. But behind the spotlight was a deep and haunting darkness. This video isn't just the story of a music icon, it's the story of a man shaped by pain. Michael Jackson wasn't just a star. He was a living tragedy. Michael was born on August 29, 1958, in Indiana. Music wasn't a choice. It was his destiny. At the age of 5, he was already performing with his brothers in the Jackson 5, under the strict eye of his father, Joe Jackson. While audiences saw a talented little boy smiling on stage, at home he faced fear and abuse. Joe Jackson was violent and controlling. Michael was constantly pushed to be perfect, and in that pursuit of perfection, he lost his childhood. Michael's talent couldn't be ignored. His solo albums Off the Wall and later, the legendary Thriller, catapulted him to global superstardom. Thriller became, and still remains, the best-selling album of all time. His dance moves, including the iconic moonwalk and cinematic music videos, transformed pop culture forever. But the higher he rose, the deeper his loneliness grew. As years went on, Michael's physical appearance began to change dramatically. His skin grew lighter, his nose thinner, his face unfamiliar. He claimed to suffer from vitiligo, a skin condition. But that didn't stop the media and public from mocking and attacking him. He became the subject of endless jokes and cruel headlines. He began hiding his face behind masks, umbrellas, and silence. Even in his massive home, he was alone. He couldn't trust anyone, not truly. Michael had a well-known connection to children. He adored them and built the Neverland Ranch as a fantasy land, but that love turned into scandal. In 1993 and again in 2005, he was accused of child sexual abuse. The first case ended in a settlement. The second led to a high-profile trial, where he was found not guilty. Still, the damage was done. The media crushed him, and in his heart, deep wounds never healed. Years of emotional pain and pressure took a toll. Michael became addicted to painkillers and sedatives. His mental and physical health worsened. He disappeared from the public eye. Then in 2009, he announced a comeback tour called This Is It. But his body couldn't keep up. To sleep, he was being administered powerful anesthetic drugs, the same used in surgeries. These drugs eventually killed him. On June 25, 2009, the world was devastated. Michael Jackson died at the age of 50 from cardiac arrest caused by a drug overdose. Millions mourned. Tributes flooded in, but deep down a painful truth lingered. We loved him, but we never truly understood him. Michael Jackson wasn't born a legend. He was a fragile child, shaped by trauma, forced into fame and robbed of peace. He poured his pain into his art, and in doing so, he became the soundtrack of a generation. But even as he changed the world, he couldn't find happiness in his own. Michael Jackson was more than a singer. He was a force, a phenomenon, a dream, and a tragedy. His story shows us that fame doesn't guarantee joy, that applause doesn't silence pain, that even the brightest lights cast deep shadows. He left us unforgettable music. He left us a legacy. But he also left a haunting question. What if he had ever truly felt loved?